Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Community in Citrus Heights. Please rise and join us in our opening song, which is We Are All Friends Here. We are all friends here. There are no strangers once you walk inside that door. We welcome you to linger in this family of love and hold you in our hearts the way you are. We are all friends here. There are no strangers once you walk inside that door. We welcome you to linger in this family of love and hold you in our hearts the way you are. And hold you in our hearts the way you are. You may be seated. Good morning. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Community in Citrus Heights. Whether you're here at Sylvan Community Center or on Zoom this morning with us or on YouTube Live, we welcome you. I'm Lisa Lawson. I'm licensed Unity teacher and minister of music here at Unity Spiritual Community. Reverend Carla, our senior minister, is here with us today. And I'm very happy to have Nancy Finch and Liam Lawson, my son, joining us as guest musicians. And today is the third Sunday of Advent. In the weeks before Christmas, we prepare for the coming of the light, for the coming of the Christ within. And each Sunday we focus on a divine idea, and this Sunday our word is love. And we know about love, right? Just look around, what a wonderful community we have. And so this day today is all about joy and celebration. It's our day for our party. And so it is in this spirit of gratitude that we celebrate today in our service because we are so blessed. So we just take a moment to breathe into the presence and the power of God this morning, knowing that there is only one presence and one power, and that is good. That is God, all good, the one love. And I'd like to invite Ashley Forsyth now to read the daily word. There you go.
Hi, everyone. The word for today is love. December 14th, 2024, love. On my Advent journey, I abide in love. One of the most beloved verses of Scripture calls me to recognize love as the greatest spiritual blessings. Today, I will take the word of Apostle Paul to heart and abide in love everywhere I go. To the marketplace, I spread my warmth with kind interactions with clerks and fellow customers. At meetings, whether work-related or social, I offer words of cheer that greet everyone as a beloved child of God. I express my love in moments of unconditional appreciation to all people. The more I look for reasons to share my love, the more I will find. Especially during the Advent season, there are many opportunities to visit, to care, to give. I will choose the ones that fill my heart to overflowing. Today, I will abide in love. And the scripture is from 1 Corinthians 13:13, and it reads, "And now faith, hope, and love abide, these three, and the greatest of these is love." Love.
Thank you, Ashley. And we welcome everyone who's here with us today in all of our different ways of meeting our community. And we know that each of you is here by divine appointment. And we thank you for adding to the joy of our Sunday service. So we welcome you now to stand up and greet each other. And just remembering that if we would love to give hugs often, but if you prefer, just feel comfortable just giving a namaste or a handshake. That's great. And your cue to return is the music. I wasn't sure if that was yours or mine. Let's do some Let It Snow. Maybe the keyboard should be a little bit louder here. Just turned up the keyboard just a little bit. We'll do a little intro. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire inside's delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Oh, it doesn't show no signs of stopping, but I brought some corn for popping. The lights turn way down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. And we finally kiss goodnight. How I hate going out in the storm, but if you'll really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. The fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbying. As long as you love me so. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. I think we'll have to do that one again because we didn't have the words up, right? Okay, all right, everyone, we're going to take a brief pause. Technical difficulties.
Technology is asking how much we really love each other and support. We're like, we just love being together, right?
I thought you were going to say how much we love technology.
Yeah, no. It supports us, right? In our love and community.
It's not responding here to the computer's freaking out. So you wrote nothing?
I guess I heard Lisa say the computer's freaking out. Maybe it's because it's overwhelmed with our love.
So we're going to get that fixed. But we're just going to go ahead with the service because the next thing and we'll make sure to sing Let It Snow at the party today. so you guys didn't miss it. So the next person who's going to join us at the podium here for our service is Stevie Kaplinger. She is one of our prayer chaplains, and she's going to be doing a featurette today. And she has a lovely picture. We'll get it up. Stevie, what's the name of your featurette again? We are aglow with the life spirit. Welcome, Stevie.
So some of you know I worked for Head Start, and Head Start paid for me to go to school. So I took a child psychology class, and the professor was talking to us about how important it is that your children know their culture. They know their family rituals, that they feel community. So I went home and I asked my kids what nationality they thought they were, and they said they were Mexican. And I'm like, oh, wow, I missed that one. I said, Mexican, why do you think you're Mexican? And my son said, well, Grandma and Grandpa go to Mexico all the time in their sailboat. And it's like, yeah, they do, but that's for vacation. And my mom, because she likes to garden, she has brown skin, and that we had piñata at Christmas time. And I told him, no, you're not Mexican, you're German. And they're like, German. So my mom made an authentic German meal for them. They like the burritos. So how Germans celebrate Christmas, their Santa Claus is St. Nicholas. And I was in Germany in 70. And in 70, they still put candles on the Christmas tree. So it's kind of like a clamp that has a candle holder, and then you light the flame on the tree. Obviously, you don't go anywhere. But I did have real candles on my Christmas tree. And then in Mexico, they do piñatas. And here it says that the piñata was made from a glass jar. A good thing we do it with paper mache now, because I don't see how that works. So in Norway, they believed that birds and animals were the first to the manger when the baby Jesus was born. So they celebrate animals and birds. So they make a tree for the birds, and so they have their own tree, and then they eat the grain. So in France, they call it Bring the Torch. So they walk through the town and sing a Christmas carol, and they come to the church where the baby manger nativity scene is. In Sweden, the oldest daughter walks around in white and serves their family tea and breakfast snacks. And Kwanzaa is December 26th to January 1st. And what they do is they celebrate for 7 days. And 7 days, the family comes to the table, and then they discuss a subject, one of the 7 principles. And so the first day they discuss as a family unity, and the second day is self-determination. The third day, responsibility. I think it's so nice to come together as a family and talk about these subjects. Then they talk about economics, purpose, creativity, and faith. So Hanukkah, I'm almost embarrassed. I didn't know Hanukkah was celebrated this way. 2,000 years ago, the Jewish people were still being persecuted, and the government tried to take over their temple, but they got their temple back, and they barely had any oil to burn the lights, but the oil lasted them for 8 days. So on the menorah, they have 9 candles, but they light 1 candle every day for this celebration 2,000 years ago. And I think that's really wonderful that they've carried it for 2,000 years. So in England, they cut mistletoe, and they believe that it's a sacred plant for healing. Oh, it's sacred plant for healing. But we believe to hang it above the door, and if you're underneath the mistletoe, then you're going to get kissed. So in Holland, it's Sinterklaas or St. Nicholas. And what they do is they put their wooden shoes at the fireplace. And if you've been good, you get a toy or candy. If you've been bad, you get a branch. And in this, I think it's interesting, they show the boy crying and the girl happy with her sweets. So we all can be different. We all can have different rituals. We all can have different political beliefs. But we're here to celebrate our oneness. We're here on the universe to bring us all together and to bring love. Can I get an amen? Amen.
Thank you, Stevie. We're going to have another song, and this song is one of our favorites. It's Jingle Bells, and we wanted to do it in the service this time so that everybody would have a chance to sing it. So let's stand up. All right, here we go. Dashing through the snow. Oh, you know what? That's too low. Sorry, that's my fault. Transposed. Transposing keyboard, what can I say? Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Ha, 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 bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey! Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Yeah, clap your hands, since we couldn't find any jingle bells for the occasion.
You could do yours.
Yeah, do the jingles. A day or two ago, I thought I'd take a ride, and soon Miss Fanny Bride was seated by my side. The horse was lean and lank, misfortune seemed his lot. He got into a drifted bank, and we got upset. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. You know this story, right? A day or two ago, this story I must tell. I went out on the snow, and on my back I fell. A gent was riding by in a one-horse open sleigh. He laughed as there I sprawling lie, but quickly drove away. Oh, jingle bells, go all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells. right. Go it while you're young. Take the girls tonight and sing this sleighing song. Just got a bobtailed bay, 240 is his speed. Hitch him to an open sleigh and crack, you'll take the lead. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Yeah, all right, thank you. You may be seated. And now I'd like to invite Stevie back up to lead us in our blessing of the prayer requests.
So, Lisa and I are prayer chaplains, and we can prayer with you after the service, and we also have a prayer box in the back. If you'd like to leave a prayer in the prayer box, I take the prayer home, and I send it to Unity Village. And also, if you would like a prayer, you can sit here in the chair, and Lisa or I will meet with you. And so the prayer box is right there. And so, I'd like for all of us to read this together. I behold the Christ in myself and in everyone I meet. I am in daily life, and I see others as separate from me. I may have seen from an early age to see others who do not think as I do or who are different from me as enemies or to be feared. Today I vow to see differently. I behold each kindred spirits as fellow members of the same unit family. I remember that the same radiant light that was in Jesus' life is in all people and as it lives in me. This understanding helps me be welcoming and accepting even when it may be a bit of a challenge. I return again, and often as necessary, to the truth of all people. With clarity of spiritual vision, I behold the Christ in others and in myself. And the veil of delusion lifts my eyes, and I need the only God. Amen.
Thank you, Stevie. And that is what we do when we hold others in prayer. We see them as the Christ. We see all is well. We affirm the truth for them, even though if they may not be able to see for themselves. And we go back to that truth, even when it seems that something may be askew. We know that God is all there is. So let us now prepare for a time of meditation. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for loving me. Accepting me just the way that I am. Thank you for loving me. So let's breathe now and just settle into your seat. Relaxing your body, your feet into the floor. into this sacred moment. Everyone in the world is loved by someone, no matter how it appears, no matter how they appear. God will not be unloved, however unlovable may be God's mask to the eyes of ignorance. Someone loves the malefactor, the bigot, the tyrant. And this someone is God in disguise, loving himself in disguise. Love is the completeness of life. If there has been a lack of kindness, love puts itself into the gap and more than compensates. If there's been a harsh word, love transmutes it into the sweetness of God. Love awakens the song that sleeps in the heart and cracks open the sealed fountains of joy. Love whispers to despair. Where darkness is brooding, glory dawns, and the face of God shines from the summit of eternal courage. Love is the thoughtfulness which smooths the path for others. It disarms criticism. Love is the author of whatever is beautiful or enduring. The delicacy of the wild rose, the immovability of granite cliffs, the tenderness of angels. It is its own creator and its own creation, timeless, coexistent with God. Love takes the least desirable things and transforms them into objects passionately to be desired. Love gives all the forms of beauty that we have in the world. All giving of self for others is love. All forms of love are forms of God, assuming all shapes of life, to pour out on us the love that never fails, that casts out fear, that gives absolute peace. So let us take a moment now to rest in the silence. And so blessed by the words of the Unity author, Imelda Shanklin, in absolute peace, we return our consciousness to the present moment, abiding in the eternal light of love. And so it is. Amen. mistletoe. Big city streets where 1,000 lights glow.
Let it be Christmas everywhere.
Let heavenly music fill the air. Let every heart sing. Let every bell ring. The story of hope and joy and peace. And let it be Christmas everywhere. Let heavenly music fill the air. Let angels and fear and hate disappear. Let there be love that lasts through the year. And let it be Christmas, Christmas everywhere.
Let it be Christmas everywhere. With the gold and the silver, the green and the red. Christmas everywhere. And the smiles of all children asleep in their beds, and the eyes of young babies, their first falling snow. Elderly's memories that never grow old.
Let it be Christmas everywhere. Let heavenly music fill the air. Let every heart sing. Let every bell ring. The story of hope and joy and peace. And let it be Christmas everywhere. Let heavenly music fill the air. Let anger and fear and hate disappear. Let there be love that lasts through the year. And let it be Christmas, Christmas everywhere. Let it be Christmas everywhere. In the songs that we sing and the gifts that we bring, Christmas everywhere. In what this day means and what we believe, from the sandy white beaches where blue water rolls, smoke-covered mountains and valleys below. Let it be Christmas everywhere. Let heavenly music fill the air. Let every heart sing. Let every bell ring. The story of hope and joy and peace. And let it be Christmas everywhere. Let heavenly music fill the air. Let anger and fear and hate disappear. Let every love that lasts through the year. And let it be Christmas, Christmas everywhere. Christmas everywhere. Christmas everywhere. So, a few weeks ago, we began our Advent adventure. It's a journey into the depths of our soul as we prepare to celebrate the coming of the light within. And we began with the story of the angel Gabriel, and when he was announced to Mary that she would birth the Christ child. And we learned in that lesson that we are Mary. And when we embrace divine guidance and we move through our fear and open to the unknown and to the transformation of our consciousness, we birth and nurture our own light. And this is hope. And last week, we brought the peace of God into our hearts and minds to find a calm center in our lives, and that calm center also transforms the world around us. And today is all about love. And love is the great healing, harmonizing, unifying principle that joins and binds us in divine harmony. Notice that word principle, not feeling, right? Principle. A principle is a truth that exists apart from everything else as well as within us. So this definition of love as the great healing, harmonizing, unifying principle that joins us and binds us in divine harmony is from Unity's co-founder, Charles Fillmore. And the classic Unity writer, Imelda Shanklin, whose words we enjoyed in our meditation, slightly rewritten, she wrote the wonderful book, What Are You? Tells us, not until we acquaint ourselves with God as love do we truly become like God. For love is the heart of God's heart to us. It is the motive in God's creation of us. Love is the motive in God's creation of us. It is all that God demands of us. Love is all that God demands of us. For in love's completeness, all other forms of God reside. So what is love dependent on? Love is dependent on you. And without you, there is no love, except as a principle. You are God's perfect gift. You are love incarnate. You know what that word means? Love in the flesh. Love is a great fountain at the center of your being, and it's irresistible. It's unquenchable. It's powerful beyond measure. And this gift of you as love is what we celebrate at Christmas. We celebrate your divinity, your spiritual nature, and that is what we see in Unity as the birth of the baby Christ child, that coming to your consciousness of your spiritual nature. So as we continue to talk about love today, I just invite you to breathe and just let go of any little resentment, anything that you might be holding in your heart, any fiery feeling or any hard walls that may be blocking that love. Let it just melt away. Letting yourself accept this truth that you are made perfect. Just as you are, and who you are and what you are is love. And everything else is unimportant. It'll blow away just like dust, like chaff, as the perfection of who you are is revealed in love. 1 John tells us that if we love one another, God lives in us, and God's love is perfected in us. So love exists as us, and we embody it, but it reveals itself as an energy between us. It's what connects us. And we remember that we're not talking about the emotion of love, which of course is good and real and all that, but that we're not talking about this conditional kind of love, because feelings, they go away. They come and they go. So we're not counting on feeling that feeling of love or feeling like we're not love if we don't feel love. An example of conditional love would be, say, if my sister remembers my birthday, I feel like she loves me. And, I love her in return. We're talking about unconditional love, and this love means that I see you as divine. And I treat you as if I see you as divine. I treat you as if you are divine. That calls for all respect and consideration, but it also means that I expect the very best of you. The best behavior and the best thoughts and the truest actions. And because I'm divine, if you drop the ball or I drop the ball, because we are also human, I give you grace. I give myself grace. And I also give you the chance to return to remembering your own divinity. And in my wisdom, I do know when to support you in this and when to let you just find it yourself. So the opposite of love, who knows the opposite of love besides Carla? Anybody? Okay.
Lack of love?
Good one. Yeah. Yeah. Absence of love is fear. The absence of love is fear. Well, there's no absence of love, but the opposite of love is fear. Because anything that is not love is fear. There's nothing, we know in unity, there's one presence and one power. So that means that there's nothing in this world that is apart from the presence and power of God. And that means that there is nothing apart from love. And do you know what that means? That means fear is not real. Because you know what fear is? It's actually a projection. It's in your mind. And what we do is we project into the future, and we see things that we think might happen. Or the fear would be in our body from a memory of something in the past, and our body's creating these chemicals to when we remember a past similar experience, right? So we're not saying that the feeling, the chemicals in our body are not real. We don't want to discount that. But what is causing the fear is our own perception or our own memories. So does fear help? Not usually. Maybe, if you need to get out of the way of an oncoming bus or something, fear might help you in that case, but not usually. So when we're in the grip of fear, it feels like there's nothing else, that absolutely the walls are coming in on us and that we're just going to be crushed. I think of that scene in Star Wars, that was always so scary to me, in the garbage compressor thing, fear. But do you ever notice, have you ever experienced how quickly, if you can just choose a thought that's outside of that perceived reality, you can actually kind of step outside of it and you can view it from outside. Like you're on a different train track or something. You're in a different reality, and all of a sudden you see it for something that you're perceiving. And then you can find that you can reconnect with the core of your being, where all is well. And then if you just take a few minutes of meditation, in which sometimes you might feel like you're wrestling with God. Do you ever feel like that in your meditations? Wrestling with God. There's a wonderful story about Jacob in the Bible who wrestled with God. But even within that meditation, whatever it may be, you will find your center. And then everything is changed. Because love gives us what Imelda Shanklin calls a special dispensation of grace. You know what grace is, right? Grace is when it's okay, even when it's not okay. Grace is a pardon. Grace is the tangles of the web of life are smoothed out with this special dispensation of grace. So, who's seen the movie It's a Wonderful Life? Not everybody, huh? Wow, you haven't seen It's a Wonderful Life? Oh, we got to watch it. Okay, he's my son. Well, it's an old classic, and I think it's black and white. Is it black and white? Okay, because I never know, because my family had a black and white TV into the 80s, and so I thought that The Wizard of Oz was black and white. That gave Michael my husband, a good laugh. When I saw it for the first time in color, I was astounded. So, It's a Wonderful Life was made in 1946 by the producer and director Frank Capra. And what I didn't know was that when it first came out, it really wasn't, I don't know if it was a flop, but it wasn't very successful. I think it got some Grammys, but it didn't make enough money. They lost money on it at the box office. And then even after this, Frank Capra was seen as having lost his ability to produce and direct successful money-making films. And so what's really interesting about this film was that only after its copyright expired in 1974 did it become a Christmas classic, because it had entered the realm of public domain and it could be shown on TV without any licensing fees. So now it's considered to be one of the greatest Christmas films of all time. God works in mysterious ways, huh? So in this movie, the main character is James Stewart as George Bailey, and he's in a heap of financial trouble, and it's all due to his own trusting generosity and the actions of a nefarious banker named Potter. And George Bailey is on the brink of suicide because of his financial troubles when his guardian angel, who's named Clarence, shows up. And if you remember from our talks on angels, angel metaphysically, unity metaphysics, means an angel is a divine thought. So here's Clarence showing up. And he proceeds to show George all of the different lives that he's touched throughout his life by showing George what the world would look like if he had not existed. It's a beautiful movie, sweet and touching, and highly recommended. So the movie ends with George begging for his life back, and he's resigned to being arrested. But instead, the townspeople all band together, and they gather enough money to pay George's debt. And he ends up being toasted as the richest man in town. And Clarence leaves an inscription in a book that says, "Remember, no man is a failure who has friends." And now, this film is #1 on the American Film Institute's list of most inspirational American films of all time. Yeah. And why would that be? I think it's because it shows us a dramatic visualization of our connection, and that we matter. George Bailey mattered. People loved him. And the light of each one of us matters. And George Bailey was wrestling with God. He was wrestling with his own thoughts, and he asked for help, and it came in the form of a divine messenger that changed his thoughts and his perspective, and then he could be open and brave, facing the unknown, like Mary was. And this is when love rushes in. Because we're not alone. So you see how we open to God, we open up, we receive divine thoughts, we have hope, and then the love comes in. Love comes towards us. Because we can't help it, we're all one. We love each other. And because we're connected in our divinity, our light is enhanced exponentially when we connect consciously in love. And what's really great is that love makes us feel really, really good. And we're made that way. So there's something I want to share with you that I learned this fall in one of my ministerial classes. It was in a group dynamics class. We were reading a book by Simon Sinek, who's an inspirational speaker on business leadership. And there was a whole chapter that focused on the chemicals in our bodies. and how they affect us in groups. He wrote about 4 of our body chemicals, and you may have heard of them. The first is endorphins. You heard of those? Yeah. And some of us lucky people get those when we exercise. Endorphins make us feel good when we keep going. They mask physical pain with pleasure. So like marathon runners, they have endorphins, they give them determination so that they can finish. But they don't just finish because they have discipline. It actually feels good to them, the endorphins. And the other way we get endorphins is laughter. And the second feel-good chemical for us is dopamine. And we hear a lot about dopamine these days. It's a reward chemical that gives us a high when we find something we're looking for or if we finish something. And we get little hits of it as we get closer to our goal until we finish and we get that intense feeling of accomplishment. So endorphins and dopamine are our body's chemicals of progress, but they are also our selfish chemicals. They're the ones that keep us from starving. And there's 2 other chemicals which Simon Sinek calls the selfless chemicals. One is serotonin, and this chemical we get when we are proud of ourselves or someone we love. It gives us a sense of value. It makes us feel strong and confident so we can take on anything. And the last one is oxytocin. And oxytocin, we get that from friendship or love or deep trust. And we get it when we're with our trusted friends or when we cuddle or when we're generous. So the thing that I think is really interesting is that Simon Sinek tells us that our culture is very dopamine-driven right now, and that we're really encouraged to achieve and to claim rewards through our achievement. And you know what? Something that we do now that gives us a dopamine hit is actually our cell phones. So cell phones are very dopamine connected. With games and social media and even checking email, you get an instant dopamine hit. So I'm not saying that we shouldn't use cell phones. Cell phones are part of our everyday lives, as is digital. Digital platforms have opened up an incredible world to us, but it's just something to be aware of, that it's actually the interactions, the personal interactions of serotonin and oxytocin that give us the lasting connections that benefit us the most. So this is built into our bodies. Isn't that amazing? That we're going to feel good when we love each other. Because with our love, we bless each other. And we lift each other every day in ways we may not even realize, just like George Bailey. And it is real. It feels good. It is good. And so in this adventure of Advent, we embody the gift of God's ever-present, all-encompassing love. And we share it with others as we become that love. As something new and wonderful is happening within you as you open to love and to this new higher expression of consciousness. For you're holy, you are the light of the world. Your life makes a difference. You are the precious Christ child of God. So go and shine. And so it is. Thank you.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, with the kids jingle belling and everyone telling you be of good cheer. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
It's the happiest season of all, with these holiday greetings and gay happy meetings when friends come to call. It's the happiest season of all.
There'll be parties for hosting, marshmallows for roasting, and caroling out in the snow.
There'll be scary ghost stories and talks of the glories Christmases long, long ago. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
There'll be much mistletoeing and hearts will be glowing when loved ones are near.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. There'll be parties for bursting and mellows for hosting and caroling out in the snow. There'll be scary ghost stories and tales of the glories of Christmases long, long ago.
It's the
It's the most wonderful time of the year. There'll be much mistletoeing and hearts will be glowing when loved ones are near. It's the most wonderful time. It's the most wonderful time. It's the most wonderful time of the year. All right, and now we'll have a time for our offering. If we could ask Brian, our usher, to, he's going to pass the bag around. And what we do is we ask that you, if you're making your offering here, wonderful. And if you're making an offering online, just take the bag and bless it with your energy. And so today, we are just so grateful for each one who blesses us with our generosity, with your spirit, with your gift. We know that giving and receiving are the same, and that each one brings their gifts to our community so that we can go and bless the world. Let us say together our offering blessing, knowing that, it's up here on the slide, God is my source and nourishes me in every good and perfect way. And so it is. So we're going to just sing Magic Penny. Love is something if you give it away, give it away, give it away. Love is something when you give it away, you'll end up having more. It's just like a magic penny. Hold it tight and you won't have any. Lend it and spend it and you'll have so many. They'll roll right over the floor. For love is something if you give it away, give it away, give it away. Love is something when you give it away, you'll end up having more. Yeah, all right. Okay, we have just a few announcements. Today we do have our holiday party, so we'll be packing up in a hurry here and heading over to Bee's house. If you don't know where that is and you'd like her address, see Bee or see one of us, see me. And it's a potluck. We have a gift exchange. The gifts are something either used or something that you've made, just come, just bring yourself. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have some singing and some games. This is the last day to give to our quarterly outreach, Citrus Heights Operation Holiday Cheer, which is we are buying Target gift cards that the Citrus Heights police officers will give to children in the community. They'll take the kids and go shopping. So you may make that donation on our website, particularly on that page, or just let us know. This Tuesday, we're having our full moon circle. That's going to be at Ashley's house. There's a sign up online. So another opportunity to get together in sacred partying. And then next week, we'll have our special Christmas candle lighting service with candles and angels galore with beautiful music. Michael, my husband, the cellist, will be coming back, and Reverend Carla will be leading that service. We'll be doing a special Christmas cantata. On the 29th, we'll be on Zoom. Carla will be giving the talk on that service as well. So with Heart Dream as guest musicians. So we hope you can make all of those events. And so now let us circle up and sing our closing songs. Let there be peace on earth. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyful vow. To take each moment and live each moment, peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. And we know that the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. God bless you. Have a wonderful week. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. We wish you for Christmas and a Happy New Year. Now bring us some figgy pudding. Now bring us some figgy pudding. Now bring us some figgy pudding and a cup of good cheer. We won't go until we get some. We won't go until we get some.